I picked up a 1999 Miata MX-5 NB1. So in this video, what I'm gonna be doing is I am going to be installing a new seat. The previous owner had a ride seat in it, so I ended up selling that, picked up the Sparco Sprint. I'm 6 foot, so I'm looking for a seat that was gonna allow me to have enough room in the Miata. I don't have a hard top, but I plan on getting a roll bar in the future. I just need to mount it. I need to bang the trans tunnel in, and then we'll go from there. Here it is, right? So I cleaned out the interior, used some carpet shampoo, and here's the PCI bracket. Even though I'm 6 feet tall, this isn't the one that has the step back. Another YouTuber had said that they were 5'10" and they were able to use this one. I don't want to be too far back, so this one's cool. So it's a side mount for the Sparco. This was the one that was in it. I think it's just a generic Mazda. You could tell just from the two, this was the one that mounted the bride seat. This one does sit significantly lower. These mounts will allow the Sparco Sprint seat to be pushed back. I paid $175 for this, shipped with taxes. This I paid a little under $400 from Redline 360. When FedEx shipped it, it got a little damage in the shipment. The box did. The only thing that I noticed was that like on the back of the seat, there was like cardboard rubbing. It's very minimal. They refunded me 75 bucks. So, I mean, I'm not really too worried about that rubbing. And I mean, these only last, what, 4 years. So, I mean, other than that, the integrity of the seat's still good. So for me, it was worth the 75 bucks. All right, so Sparco sells hardware for the Sprint seat, and this doesn't come with any hardware except for the bracket for the seat belt. So I had to go to a couple Home Depots, and these aren't listed online, but this is what you're gonna wanna use. When it comes to the grade for your seats, you wanna use grade 8 or better. The thing is with metric, it may say 8 on it, but it really isn't 8. Make sure you get class 10.9 for metric, and that'll be safe. So these are the cap screws that I got. So there's the UPC if you need it. I got 2 sets of those, and then some washers, and then here's the UPC for the washers if you need it. There you go, zinc plated. The width is M8, the pitch is 1.25, and then I got 25 millimeters, so that should be long enough. You looked at the Sparco set, and that's what comes with it in the universal kit. And again, basically how this works is that the holes on the side of the Sprint, so when you buy the kit from Sparco, it's like 10 bucks, and this was a little bit less. But the difference is that when you get these ones, they come with the hex head, and it's gonna be easier to get in there and to get a wrench on it to tighten it. The Sparco hardware, it's like a female Allen wrench, and so you have to get in there, and it's just a pain. From what I've watched YouTube videos of installs, they're silver. The Sparco hardware is black. It's not a big deal for me. I don't really care, to be honest. The next thing I gotta do is pull up the carpet, smash in the trans tunnel so that the PCI mount will fit right in front of the steering wheel. All right, so here's the PCI mount, lining up the holes to see where it needs to mount. This hole is flush, that one. So these are the ones where the trans tunnel is gonna get in the way. So I can see from right here, well, that's mostly carpet, so that should be not too bad. But all this right here, so that can line up. So take a rubber mallet or a sledge. This says that you don't have to lift the carpet, but I might just do that. It might be easier. I don't know, I'm gonna see right now. So I'm done smashing in the transmission tunnel so that the seat could fit. It's not pretty, but basically there's a big crease right here, and that's the main crease that you gotta get. This is the part that is gonna interfere with the PCI bracket. I was using a 2x4 and a rubber mallet. It kind of worked for like these other parts, but then I ended up getting like a little bit bigger sledgehammer, and that really did the trick. Now I'm just gonna cover up my carpet with some trash bag, with a black trash bag, and then I'm gonna spray some of this matte finish Rust-Oleum spray paint just so that I don't have any bare metal exposed. This is just some spray paint that I had laying around, so it'll do its job because no one's gonna see this, but that's what I had to do. So there's the matte spray paint. So again, it doesn't matter if it matches that well, it's just to not expose it to rust or anything like that if water was to get onto there. So I gotta let it dry. All right, so that paint dried, looks good, whatever. This clip was onto here. I'm gonna zip tie it right here just so that it's out of the way and doesn't get in the way of the bracket. So I'm putting a seatbelt in, but I'm not gonna drill it through the floor. So basically that's what this piece is, so that it doesn't pull through. But I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna get a roll bar and I don't know if the seat's gonna be hitting. So I don't wanna do that because it's more permanent. So right now I'm just gonna, it's bolted on there. This is the one for the NB seatbelt. It doesn't attach to the tunnel like the NA. I'm gonna tighten this down and then put this in there. Goes underneath this and then mounts to the side right there. All right, so I was able to get the seatbelt mounted. So the factory flange bolts that you use for the seats, this one with the belt, the 19 millimeter was too short. So then what I ended up doing is going to AutoZone and I picked up these M10. The pitch was 1.25 by 25 millimeters. So it was 6 millimeters longer and it gave me enough to catch the threads, and then we're gonna test fit to see if the seatbelt hits right here, but it should be fine. Remember, I picked up these class 10.9s. So the M8 washers and then some hardware. The M8 1.25 by 25 millimeters hardware. I didn't end up using the Sparco hardware. This was just gonna be easier because the Sparco hardware comes with Allen wrenches and I didn't want to have to mess with trying to tighten that, so. All right, so there's the finished product. Mounted here and here. And again, I might end up mounting it a little bit lower, but I just wanted to get it in because I'm gonna get a roll bar. I just have to attach the seat belt back in, then I'm good to go. So there it is. Got clearance. It's barely touching this, but it's not like denting it or anything. And then I'm leaning up against this post right here. But again, once I get the roll bar, it'll probably have to go up a little bit more, but I'm 6 foot and my clearance is really good.